I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
Talking Dicks. We're Two Dicks Talking. It's a podcast. We're a spin-off to the web series, The Two Dicks. I'm Al Ducharme in California, and that right there, ladies and gentlemen, silhouette is the one and only Al Romas in Tampa, Florida, home of the current Super Bowl that just passed, where the local team played at their local stadium, Raymond James Stadium, to win the Super Bowl, helmed by the GOAT, Tom Brady.
That's all true, Alfred. How are you? Yes, Super Bowl 55. Was it 55? I just threw that out there. I'm not even sure if it's right.
It was 55. It was Sammy Hagar can't try 55.
He can't. I don't know why Sammy has problems. It's probably all that Kabu Wabu shit he drinks.
Have you had it?
You like Sammy? Kabu Wabu?
We talked about this before.
No, I've never had.
Van Halen's biggest selling record was the first one with Sammy Hagar as the lead singer.
Yeah, I'm just talking about him. I don't care for the whole. I'm 70. I've got blonde curly hair. I wear cargo shorts.
Yeah.
I'm drinking tequila and I'm fun. Fuck off, Sammy.
I want to send him to a sheep shearing farm in Australia. But what is he going to do? He's a rock and roller. He's a 7-year-old rock and roller. Look at the Stone. The Stones aren't the Stones like 80 now?
It's probably my jealousy. You know what I mean? I'm sitting here wearing a dumb hat in the sun. You know what I mean? Trying to beg for fucking Patreon members to kick in $5 a month. So it's just my bitter jealousy of Sammy Hagar. By the way, I hate this hat. I got to find the smaller lids.
The nice hat.
This hat, I don't care.
That's the $10 hat, and I bought you the $45, $50 hat.
Yeah, and I don't know where it is, but that's the one I got to find because this thing is like a goddamn cheap hat.
Maybe someone used it for a mannequin display.
I don't think so. I think I just misplaced it. I'll find it anyway. As we're recording right now, there is a boat parade going on with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I was looking at some video earlier, and they appear very drunk. Everyone seems very, very drunk, including Mr. Brady, who's either very drunk or his sea legs aren't what they were, because it's a boat parade, and he came in on his $2 million new boat. But they have video of him being helped on the dock, and I think a combination of a couple beers for Tom in the sun and his sea legs, he looks very wobbly. Very.
Hey, you know what? Let him cut loose. You know, he's wearing 6 rings now, and he's made 10 appearances.
How many?
They gave them to him already?
I don't think they give the ring out yet. I don't think it's made.
So then he's wearing his 6, celebrating his 7th.
Well, very good.
Technically, I'm correct.
Technically, you are correct, sir. Continue.
You are correct, sir. Let him cut loose. Let him have fun. You know,
I have no problem.
This is remarkable. And you and I, our predictions score-wise were not exact, only because Kansas City, fucking the Tampa Bay, just their defense wouldn't let them do anything.
No. And Mahomes better work on offensive line this offseason because the blueprint has been printed on how to bother that offense. 9 points, no touchdowns. What was the prop bet in Vegas on that one? How much could you have made betting Kansas City will not score a touchdown? That was the prop bet. Holy God, that would be a beautiful one. But who would bet it? It would be insane. Be nuts to tell you. I took Kansas City not scoring. Come on.
Buccaneers had the synergy. I want to give Tom Brady a lot of credit for bringing the team together as one. Again, that synergy they had going on there. But the defense really stepped up. But, Tom had 3 touchdowns. So there you go.
He played well. The offense played well, but that D was crazy. Yeah. Mahomes was running for his life. Every play he was running for his life.
And Mahomes has a broken toe and needs surgery off season. And towards the end there, he was really limping it out. He's a tough kid. He's talented. He's got a Super Bowl ring.
He'll be
God. Can you imagine?
He'll be back.
Can you imagine being like Dan Marino, being that good, having all those records, and not sporting a ring?
Right. Well, the problem is in a year or two, his contract really kicks in, and then they're going to lose some players. So it's no guarantee that they'll be back. Maybe next year, but there's no guarantee at any time. Marino never went back. think he went his first year, lost, and never went back. So, and he's one of the greats of all time. So,
no guarantees.
Greats of all time. Speaking of which, did you notice today? And I didn't write it down because I'm not prepared today. It's ridiculous, but I should have the list of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominees. Did you see that list today, there, Alfred?
I didn't see it today. I'm a little bit out of it. I'm 3 hours behind you, so that's a no.
But okay.
Go ahead.
It's the same news, though. The news is out. Well, I don't have the list, goddammit. I don't have the list, but
I haven't been watching current events lately. I hear my phone pops up. I get some news.
I watch some Kinescope. I watched a few Kinescopes. I watched the Beatles on Ed Sullivan. That was how many years? 61. So that's 50 or 60 years ago. God damn it, 60 years ago they were on the. Is that true? Can that be right? 60 years ago, February 9th, 1964. That's not 60 years. What is that?
That's
Alfredo. You're 3 hours behind.
50,
Come on, pick it.
That would be 59 years.
59. Is that true? We're in 2000. We're in 2021.
2021.
The Beatles were on 64.
21 from 64 is what?
Well, 4 and 1 is 3. And if you divide that, my thumb has always been a mile.
You take.
What show is that from? I give you $100.
No. Go back to the equation. You take the 64 and you divide and you subtract the 21 years. And what does that leave you with?
43.
All right, so that's wrong.
Yeah. I will give you. I wanted and anyone listening, if you can write it in the comments, but you'll look it up. But before that, I'll Venmo you out right now $100, which I don't have, and I'll Venmo it to you. I'll Venmo if you tell me what show is that from. My thumb has always been a mile. That's a line from a sitcom. Who said it? What show? My thumb has always been a mile, which is hilarious.
I'm not going to spoil it and guess.
Okay.
Or guess and then spoil it for somebody. We need Brian Freites. Brian Freites has been at MIA.
Freites might know. He might be able to pull that one.
I want to jump ahead, deviate. I want to talk about you've had some visitors.
Deviated septum?
Yes. You have some visitors from the Northeast.
I did yesterday. One of our patrons, Ralph, and one of our listeners, Jimmy Manelli, came down, flew down from frigid 12-degree Boston.
Snow-covered Boston, New England.
Yeah, and landed, and we mid-70s yesterday, high 70s, sun. And I took him on a little cigar lounge tour. We spent about... goddamn, I don't know, 11 hours out.
How many cigars is that? How many cigars per hour?
Well, we ended up with 4 sticks.
All right.
It was a 4-sticker, which is that's rare, man.
That's
a rare day.
4-sticker day is.
It's a big.
You're not smoking today, I'll tell you that much.
I'm not smoking today. They are. I think they are. But so
are
they're at the
really?
parade. They're at the parade right now. They're at the boat, the Tampa Bay Bucks parade. But I don't know if they'll smoke later, I'm sure. But I took them down to a new place, Cigars International. Mm-hmm. Built a place trying to copy basically what Davidoff of Tampa. Anyone who knows the Davidoff chain, and they missed the boat badly. Swing and a miss.
One picture you guys posted was outdoor, covered. It looked nice. It was warm, and
yes, that was outside Cigar International, which. They really tried, but they just missed it. You know what I mean? It wasn't designed. It's like the comedy club on a ship. You go, if it had been designed by comedians, it'd be a lot better. This was not designed by people who enjoy cigars. This was like a restaurant people kind of thing. And it was like, this doesn't work. Yeah. But the outside is nice. But in Tampa, the outside, you're going to get, you're getting a few months where you can go outside. After that, it's not pleasant.
Oh, the heat.
The heat. Yeah, the heat. The heat is on. As Glenn Fry sang.
The late Glenn Fry.
Yeah, that's sad. It's one of those guys you think.
There he is.
Well,
you think he was in his 50s. He's multi-millionaire, best access to health care and whatnot.
What does it mean? What does it mean?
It means when you got to go, you got to go.
Well, and also I think it means he did a, goddamn shitload of cocaine in the 80s and
it deteriorated a lot of his
Yeah, I mean, I think
yeah.
there's a lot of, I mean, you need luck and you got to try and good genes. But if you beat the shit out of your body for 20 years when you're young, it probably will come back to get you at some point.
Yeah, you have an increased chance. But then there are people that defy that, hence the Rolling Stones. There was rumor that
Are you saying Keith did some drugs?
I think he may have opened a beer or two during the course of his rock and roll travel.
Well, he looks good, God. He always has looked good, and he's and they tour. They're still. If this COVID bullshit would end, they'd go back on the road.
They're unbelievable. They're good.
And they're good.
And they're actually, I mean, they're old guys, but they're thin. They're not obese or anything. They're like moving around. I think they're all health nuts now.
It's funny how those are elderly people.
Yeah,
they're elderly people.
Isn't Charlie Watts Charlie Watts like 80?
He's got to be.
81.
He has to be, because they're all like McCartney and all those. They're all late 70s now.
Right.
And Watts was older than, so he's got to be 80.
Yeah.
Which is incredible.
Can't you look it up?
I'm working right now. We need a producer.
Oh,
where's our producer?
We desperately
get a producer to look it up.
Right now, we're going to use the Apple producer here, and
yeah.
You don't like that?
I'm fine with it. You know what I don't care for? You know what I don't care for, man, is the people who have to talk when they Google. They have to do Siri. Tell me the age of Charlie Watt. It's like, why can't you fucking type it in?
I agree. Siri, tell me the age of Charlie Watts.
Son of a bitch.
Is it Watts or Watts?
I'm not going to tell you if you don't know. That's
79.
Just embarrassing. There you go.
I'm going to show it to our Patreon members because they get to see.
What did you think his last name was? Watch? What the hell?
No, Watts. I thought you said Charlie Watt. And I said Watts.
No, sir.
Plural. 79. So he'll be turning 80 this year.
And then going on tour.
I know. You know the story about him. I think we talked about it back in April, May, in the beginning of this. But Jimmy J.J. Walker used to tell the story all the time about how they were offered like quite a sum of money to go on tour, and Charlie Watts lived in a castle. Like you had to travel to the edge of the England and then take a boat to an island, and then you got to his castle, and then there was a drawbridge, and he didn't have a phone or anything. He cut off his communication with everyone, so they had to go there in person. So Mick and I think a couple of the other members go there to get him, and he's like, "No, get out of here! I'm not going. Forget it. I don't care. I don't care anything about it. I'm not interested." And they said, "Well, we'll each clear $20 million for 3 months." He goes, "All right, where do I meet you?" That's the short version of that.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing about the drawbridge going down, and
right.
they cross, and they bang on a big knocker.
Yeah.
Come on, Charlie, open up.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
That's
Piss
like
off.
that's like when people question, why is so-and-so in that movie? That movie's a piece of shit. Why would he do that? Well,
Cha-ching.
They came with a dumpster of money, and they put it on his front lawn.
Yeah,
and he said, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, when you get a name attached, the money will follow. So if you get a big name, like De Niro.
Well, they say like if you go to, like Steve Martin in his house, he'll point at paintings, and he tells people what movie that was.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason. You go, oh, that's a Pink Panther. He needed $22 million for that Picasso. So there you go.
Yes. I wasn't.
It's not always art. It's not always for the art.
Right.
As we know.
Sometimes it's for the paycheck.
We know. As fucking comics who go anywhere for anything.
But yeah, you're right. Steve Martin does collect art, and he has been for many decades.
And he's made some questionable films where you go, why would you say yes to that? Come on.
Michael Caine, they said all he wanted to do. Christopher Walken and Michael Caine, they said all I want to do is be working. I don't care. I do not like not working.
I think
they're famous, multi-millionaires.
But sometimes it looks like Michael Caine, I believe, was in Jaws 4. Sometimes you have to just go, no. I think, I don't know who the comic was who had the great joke about the Three Stooges. He goes, you ever watch the Stooges? And You ever think they got a script and went, nah, too dumb, even for us. Just any, but like Michael Caine could have said no to Jaws 4. There might have been, there probably was another script in the file. You don't have to take everything, sir.
Mm-hmm. Again, there's those, and he did many films after that. It had no impact.
And won an Oscar after that.
Yes.
Which, so no, it had no impact, but just on.
And he just kept working. Yes.
Yeah, people like fans though. You always want to think of them. I'm not that I'm a great Michael Caine fan, but you know what I mean. But you want to think of them as artists in a way, and then you just go, really? Oh, you just do anything for the money. Okay. Which,
right.
Which is really, it's fine. I understand.
And it depends
I'll be
on
doing
the
anything, literally. I'll do it. Anything.
The circumstances, if you have a body of work that's respected, you had a couple of divorces, and you're dwindling, and you have your eye on that Picasso, and you're like, I'm going to have to go into my life savings to buy that Picasso. Or I could do this movie. And I
can do the Pink Panther.
Get a back end point. And if it does a certain number. Yes.
So,
Yes, go ahead.
So anyway,
carry us today, will you?
Going back to my back is killing me, goddammit. Going back to yesterday. So we went there. Then I took him to Ybor City, which is underwhelming. Let's be honest. Ybor City is underwhelming. It's kind of decrepit.
Yeah. I had fun there. We performed there. We performed the Two Dicks at the Improv there, and then we went another time. We went there. We went to a tobacco cigar. What was it?
Oh, that's right. We went to a little festival there. That was good. Yeah. And we went to King Corona. We went to a little place yesterday, La Ferrona, I believe, where they hand roll their own. So I had a little taste of that. Smoked one outside. Had their coffee. Not bad. Then went to Grand Cathedral Cigars, brand new in Tampa, a couple blocks away from 7th Avenue in Ybor. The Fuente family invested.
I saw Carlos.
Yes.
Was it Carlos hanging with the Minelli?
Yes. Well,
all of a sudden a picture comes up on our. We have a cigar group that we belong to, and all of a sudden Minelli's picture comes up, and he's with Carlos Fuente. Of the Fuente family.
He was. They have the largest selection of Fuentes and Opus there, I think, anywhere. But it's a cool old church, and it's a private club on the 2nd and 3rd floor. And
wow.
But anyway, Fuente was walking around, and Jim spotted him, and I don't know. I went to the bathroom, I came back, and then Jim had a picture with Carlos Fuente. So yeah, pretty cool.
That was cool.
And then we took off from there, and I took him, of course, to Davidoff, which you've been many times, and Ralph had never been. And then that, of course, was his
you saved the best
favorite
for last.
hang-up. Save the best for last, sir.
Yeah, if you went there first, that would have been a major rookie mistake.
Yep. And sat outside. Beautiful night last night. Sat outside, had stick number 4, and then dropped those 2 maniacs off and got the hell out of there. So it was a good day.
So you're broke.
Good day.
We need some Patreon member money.
I've been dipping into the Patreon money for months now.
Well, technically, you took a Patreon member out, so it's a write-off, and you certainly could dip into the Patreon money.
That's right. There you go. I'll tell you, that guy has quite a memory. He was pulling up little quotes and moments of the podcast for the last 10, 11 months or whatever. And I'm like, what? And he's like,
when you're a sycophant and you listen to each episode 12 times.
He goes, I remember shit. I remember a lot of shit. I'm like, holy God, I didn't remember that. And he's got a great memory. And
he must be a poker player.
I think he was betting the horses yesterday. He was betting horses all day long on this phone. Tracks all over the world. And jumping on races and betting, and I didn't see a lot of winning going on, I'll be honest. But maybe today was a better day for him. We don't know.
Well,
but
some guys that like to dabble in that usually do have a pretty good memory. Yeah, retention.
I guess
one of the reasons why I'm a bad gambler. Why I really don't gamble anymore.
I enjoy the gambling. I don't enjoy I don't know the horses, so I haven't done it. But Super Bowl Sunday, my niece texted me. She's like, "Do you want to bet on the heads or tail on the coin flip?" I go, "Sure." Like $10. I go, "What do you want?" She goes, "Tails." I go, "That's what I wanted." I wanted tails. So she goes, "Oh, I'll take heads," and then of course heads hits. I was duped.
You were duped.
But ended up, yeah. But I ended up.
Ended up
I had a bunch
the
of
Patreon
bets.
account once again to cover your bets.
Yes, I dipped again and dipped my wick into the Patreon.
Not going to be getting a new microphone, I take it.
And it was a push for the day on Super Bowl Sunday. All my bets evened out, and I pushed. So no win, no loss.
Okay,
so, not bad.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty exciting though atmosphere down there for the whole pre-Super Bowl event, and even now.
Even with COVID, they did a good job. I mean, it sucks that they really couldn't fill the stadium, fill the hotels, really go nuts. But they did a good job, and they're gonna go after the commission.
Inside the stadium, it looked phenomenal. Outside, everybody was doing their own thing.
Yeah, they did a good job with the people next to the cutouts, and they were all over the stadium. And it looked good.
They really bashed. They really bashed the Weeknd, the performer.
I stepped out, didn't see a second of it, and then was looking at Twitter, and he was being killed. But I think it was mainly people who he's not aimed at. Like, I knew I'm not supposed to be watching The Weeknd. I'm not going to get it. I don't know who he is. It's not for me.
Well, demographic, yeah. It's a younger audience. He's a huge star. He's 30 years old.
Right.
He's been around for maybe 2 years, really hot. But it's all YouTube stuff. It's like 300 million views on one video. He's controversial. He's Canadian. He was kind of tapping into the channeling the Michael Jackson. For his performance, but the audio feed was horrendous. I'm speaking for, I live in California, I live in Los Angeles, and the sound was horrible. It was like, wow, can't they plug it in? What's going on here? And so I thought, in all fairness to him, and I do know some of his songs. I'm like, oh, that's him, kind of thing. But I don't know. I don't think
Al knows any of the Weeknd songs.
Continue. I know I do. I couldn't tell you the title of them. I'm like, oh, I've heard that song because my wife is a few years younger than I am, but she taps into the 20 years younger than
35 years younger. 35 years younger.
Hey, she was a freshman in junior high when I met her.
And you were told 100 feet away from the fence, but you lingered there, and it didn't matter.
Well, then I applied for a job as the custodian at the school, and that's how I got that's how I get in.
I didn't like seeing people my age, your age-ish, whatever, tweeting and being on Facebook. This guy sucks. This show sucks. It's not for you, dipshit.
Yeah, it's actually more for non-football people.
It's fine.
I think. And you know what? I watch most of the halftime stuff, but I know people that record the game. They just fast forward right through it, and they go, "This is part of the game." Zip.
I went outside, had a half a cigar, whatever it was, quarter of a cigar, and looked at my clock. And then when it said halftime was up, I went back in.
You're not most true football player.
I am a football player.
You are a football player. Football fans will do exactly that. That's their time.
Right now,
take a dump, get something to eat.
If it was The Who or some band for me, I watch it.
Oh, yeah.
I knew it wasn't for me. I'm not going to criticize it either because I don't even know what the guy does. And he's very popular. If you're on the Super Bowl, you're very popular. I assume he's good. That's all. I don't need the comment from 58-year-old idiot. Hey, this show sucks. This guy's not talented. Okay. Very good.
Yes, I remember, 15 years ago? I guess it was, 15 years ago, where Mick Jagger came out in his little skinny outfit with his arm raised up, and I'm like, Rolling Stones, I got to watch this, this is it. And they were great. But
they're not.
But usually they bring out an iconic person, and then they'll bring out a newer person to sing a song with them. But to have this guy that a majority of football watchers do not know.
Good.
What's
I like that.
What's the demographic for a Super Bowl game? Do we know? It skews older, right?
Well,
Middle age?
I don't know if it's older because it skews people who don't even watch sports. It's an event.
Right.
It had 98 million people watching. I mean, all over the world. So it's just an excuse to eat and drink and have it on in the background for a lot of people. It's not like sit down and watch the game. I think the Buck fans and the KC fans are really into it, and then the rest it's.
Well, I was pulled in because of Brady, obviously, and Gronk,
sure.
And the phenomenon that a 43-year-old quarterback is back in the Super Bowl. It's phenomenal.
And winning, dominating.
And dominating. And you and I were like, we said, okay, we hope and we bet the Bucks are going to pull it off and upset, which they did. And but you and I were both doubting that would happen. I certainly was.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I was
and it's like the defense. The defense said these players were saying they just for 2 weeks they got tired of hearing that KC can't be stopped. They just got tired of it. The media gave them the Tampa no respect. They just said you can't stop Kansas City. You can only hope to score 40 and then maybe you'll win 40-37. And they were like, well, fuck it. Let's try and stop them. And they did. 9 points.
And some of them said Brady said you got to believe in yourself. You can do this.
Well, he was texting them every night. They said at 11 o'clock, he would text them. He goes, we will win. We will win. Like, all right. We will win. All right. Fuck it. How you not going to win?
For some reason, that's not cockiness. I don't know why.
No. I like these interviews that are coming out now, like the center for the Bucks. He said last spring he got a call from Brady, never met him or anything, and Brady goes, there was a couple of pleasantries, and then Brady goes, hey, do you wear a glove when you're playing as center? You wear a glove? And Jensen goes, yeah, I wear a glove. And Brady's like, yeah, you don't wear a glove anymore.
Yeah,
that's over.
Get rid of the mask and get rid of the glove.
I don't like glove. I don't like the glove. So that was it.
Wow, he only threw the one over his head.
That was the hell. Yeah. Luckily, it didn't matter at that point. No. It was, but
and Brady recovered the fumble, I guess it was technically.
Yeah, but that was. But again, on this the weekend or whatever, you know what I mean? Like it's not. They're picking a popular artist. It's not for 55-year-old, white guy in the suburbs. Sorry, you can't always have Springsteen and the Who, whatever. That's who they, I want to see Creedence Clearwater. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're not seeing Creedence Clearwater. I'm sorry, not going to happen. So, but that was Facebook that night. I was just looking at it, and people I like, even friends of ours, and they're just bashing it. And
they were hating on it big time.
Just go away, Grandpa. Come on. Let the kids have what they want.
Well, not only that, the guy is huge. He really is huge.
Yeah, these are
you can't deny the guy's success.
Unemployed comedians.
Just because you haven't heard of him or you don't.
I've never heard of him.
Well, that's even worse. Like if people listened to him and said, "Oh, I don't care for that," that's a little different. But I've never heard of him. He sucks.
Right.
He's got nearly 1 billion views total on YouTube. Yeah. He sucks.
That's it. But that's how everyone reacts to everything. A new comedian. If you go, that guy's selling out 5 shows. I never heard of him. All right. Well, maybe you should have heard of him then. You fucking open your eyes a little bit. But that's the way it is, and it's not going to change. So,
All right. What do we want to tell the folks before we say adios for today's episode?
I don't know. Do you have anything coming up? Any shows? Any?
I'm actually doing one tonight. So when this airs, this will be. I'll have done it. So I'll report to you. I'm doing a Zoom show.
Stand up.
And I've done a few of these. Some stand up. I've done some outdoor parking lots. I haven't done nearly as many shows as you have, and I do prefer the outdoor parking lot over the Zoom. It's just that connection with the audience. So you kind of like doing a monologue, and but I need to do it.
Do you stand up when you do it?
I have. Sit? I bet. But tonight I'm just going to be. I think I'm going to be sitting. But we'll see how it goes. I got to go by how I feel, like half hour before the show, and that's just a matter of raising this up, standing up. But it's called stand up, so maybe I should.
It is standing up comedy. Even when I've done the little amount of Zoom I've done I've always chosen to stand up. I'm doing a show. I have a gig coming up in May. So what are we in now?
Oh, you're gonna have your vaccine by then.
Let's hope I am. But I'm going to go to New Orleans, sir. New Orleans.
How are you getting there?
I haven't decided yet. I could either fly or I could drive. It's only 8 hours from Tampa Bay.
And how long will it take you to fly, including leaving your house and touching down and getting to your destination?
I think the flight is I was not far, obviously, about an hour. So
hour before your flight,
airport, hour after. So we're going 4.
Yeah.
Well, the whole thing maybe 4 hours. Right. Door to hotel.
Or double that, and you'll be on your own schedule with your vehicle.
Right. So I think maybe I'll drive, but that's not till May. But it's a theater gig, 1 show Friday, 1 show Saturday, for some decent scratch.
You could decent scratch. I like that. You could also you could listen to approximately 16 episodes or volumes of the Talking Dicks.
Yeah. 16, that's it.
Or you could listen to the Weeknd's music catalog.
I could. Those are options. They're good to have. Those are options. I don't see either of them happening, to be honest. But I do listen to the two. I listen to the Talking Dicks when in the car. I enjoy listening to it in the car. Check the sound quality, and then I look at the video on the Patreon, patreon.com/the2dicks.
Well, you're also checking my work.
Checking your work, make sure all the T's are crossed, the I's are dotted.
Yeah, sometimes when we schedule these things through these different social media platforms, they don't take. Everything checks on my side, and then I send it off, and then some of them are missing a thumbnail or something happens, so you got to go in.
And I'm 3 hours, and I get it.
He wakes up early in the morning, and he's 3 hours ahead. So when I wake up, there's like a bunch of notes. Hey, what are you drinking?
And your answer is yes. What happened?
It's so funny. I haven't had a drink in a couple of days, and I'm feeling the worst.
Oh, really?
I feel like off. I'm like off.
Have a belt before the Zoom show.
I think so.
Have a belt.
Hair of the dog or something.
Well, I have to shoot eggs. I don't know if it's hair of the dog, but I don't know what that's called. Just resume cocktail hour.
I guess so.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
No, really, don't mess with me, because I don't come down to the bus station and slap the dick out of your mouth when you're working, do I? Oh, get on up here, motherfucker. Give me security. I'm sorry, man. The guy fucking came at me. What do you think, folks?
No way.
Okay, show it.
All right. Subscribe.
Mary.
Patreon.com/forward-the-2dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.